Now try to understand, the body is having alkalosis. Now when body is having excess of alkali, body gives a message to kidney that kidney, you have to lose the alkali. Now try to understand one very interesting thing, that this is also associated with acidic urine, and this is what is known as paradoxical aciduria. Paradoxical aciduria. Now what is the concept of this paradoxical aciduria? This is again very important. Now try to understand, the body is having alkalosis. Now when body is having excess of alkali, body gives a message to kidney that kidney, you have to lose the alkali. You have to lose the alkali, because kidney is someone who is going to buffer the things. Yes, kidney is going to buffer the things. So kidney, you are expecting the kidney to lose more and more alkali in the urine, but actually something other than your expectation happens. Kidney also gets a message that, boss, we are also having diminished sodium. We are also having diminished sodium. Now sodium is the most important element for the body, and what happens at the level of kidney gives more priority to conserve the sodium. So at the renal level, there is absorption of sodium. Now try to understand, if there is absorption of sodium, how the things change. Now this is kidney. Yes, this is kidney. Now kidney wants to absorb the sodium from the urine. This is the urine. Yes, when kidney absorbs sodium from the urine, it takes one positive charge from the urine. Yes, and in return it has to, in order to maintain the electroneutrality of the urine, it has to return something positive. Now what is this something positive going to be? Either it is going to return potassium, which is less diminished. If not potassium, then the next ion that is available is in abundance is H+. So you like it or you don't like it, in exchange of sodium, in order to maintain electrical neutrality, yes, there is exchange of sodium into the kidney and hydrogen ions into the urine, and that is the reason you develop what? Aciduria. You develop aciduria, since it is not in convention with the normal norms. Why? Because normally if it is acidosis, the kidney will lose acid. If it is alkalosis, kidney has to lose alkali. But here, despite the fact that there is alkalosis, the kidneys are losing more and more acid in the urine, and this is what is known as paradoxical aciduria. Next is, apart from this, the presentation. When you talk about presentation, you also can have the presentation of METs. Now how can you have the presentation of METs? You can have a local spread, local invasion. Now where can it go into the local structures? In local structures, it can go to pancreas. Yes, it can go to the omentum. It can invade the liver. It can invade the gallbladder. It can invade the peritoneum. So anywhere it can go. Yes. Next is, it can also show you hematogenous spread. It can also show you lymphatic spread. So hematogenous spread, if you talk about, the most common site for hematogenous spread, answer is your liver, greater than lungs, greater than bone. So liver greater than lungs, greater than bones. Yes. It can also go to the lymphatic route, and via lymphatics, yes, you will have a very long list of presentation. Yes, it can go and attack a lot of sites. So let us draw them and see them. Yeah. So lymphatic spread around this supraclavicular area. Yes, what is that known as? Around this supraclavicular area. Yes, it can have here periumbilical, yes, into the left axilla, it can have into the ovaries, yes. These are all very important site. So what are they? Into the lymphatic spread at the level of supraclavicular lymph node, yes, and that is the left supraclavicular lymph node, and that is known as Virchow's. So that is going to be Virchow's lymph node. Apart from that, it can go around the periumbilical lymph nodes. So periumbilical lymph nodes, this is known as Sister Mary Joseph's lymph node. So Sister Mary Joseph's lymph node, then it can go around the left axilla. If it goes around the left axilla, this is going to be known as iris. And then if it goes to the pouch of Douglas, that is known as Blummer shelf lymph node. If it involves, yes, it has been proven it's not a direct invasion, it's a lymphatic spread. So if it goes to the ovaries, that is what is known as Krukenberg's lymph node, Krukenberg spread. So these are the variety of spreads that we see.